When you divide by a fraction, what do you do? If they're across an equal sign, you cross multiply. Well, what I was taught in elementary school is you pull out a calculator. I'm not addicted. I can stop anytime.
You looked up the second one, like.
Yeah. Dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So this is O over H times H over A. H's cancel, I'm left with opposite over the adjacent, which is the tangent. So sine over cosine is tangent. All right. Suppose I have hypotenuse divided by the adjacent. In other words, 1 over the cosine of theta. If you have not had trig, this will be a little bit more difficult for you, but what is 1 over the cosine? Somewhere in the back of your mind?
I know I should know it. I know I should know it.
Okay. That's an alpha.
Sine?
What's that?
Sine?
No.
So you can't.
There you go.
Yay!
That's the secant of theta. And the hypotenuse over the opposite side. In other words, 1 over the sine of theta.
Cosecant.
Yeah, cosecant. If I have the cosine squared of an angle plus the sine squared of an angle, what does that equal to?
1.
Yeah, and that is, that's a standard identity. If I divide everything by cosine squared theta, well, cosine squared divided by cosine squared is sine squared over cosine squared.
Tangent squared.
And 1 over cosine squared.
Secant squared.
So secant squared theta is just 1 plus tan squared theta. Well, right here, I have a tan theta and I have a 1 over cosine squared theta. So I have negative 50 is equal to 1200 tangent of theta minus, did anybody actually calculate that yet?
Oh, 7,840.
7,840
Yeah.
times the secant squared of theta. Now, even if we had done it the other route, we would have ended up with something similar to this. I mean, not with tangents and secants, we would stuck with sines and cosines. But we're going to make the substitution there. So I have negative 50 is equal to 1200. Now, I hate writing tan theta over and over again, so I'm just going to use a capital T to represent tangent of theta. And sure. So T minus 7840 times 1 plus T squared. This is now a math problem, which I'm hoping that you can solve. How would you solve this?
What did you distribute and then you just do quadratic?
Yep, exactly. So I got negative 50 is equal to 1200T minus 7840 plus 7840T squared. It is a quadratic equation. We need to put it into a standard form in order to use the quadratic formula. So I have 0 equals 7840 T squared plus 1200T minus 7,790. They're big numbers. We could divide everything by something to make them smaller numbers if you want, but there it is. And so we're going to end up with 2 answers here. So the tangent of theta equals Everybody work through the quadratic yet? There are a number of calculators today where you can actually program it in so that you just type in the coefficients and it spits out the answers.
$1.076.
1.076. And
Degrees.
no, it's just a ratio.
Oh.
It's not the angle, it's the tangent of the angle. There are two answers. Quadratic formula's got the plus or minus. You're looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about?
Lost now.
Quadratic formula, in this case it'd be t is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Plus or minus, the positive gives you one solution, the negative gives you a second solution.
Oh. Or -0.923.
Negative 0.923.
Yes.
That, okay. Anyone else get the same thing? Or something completely different? We're gonna trust you. All right. So that's the tangent of theta. So 1076923. So we have the tangent of theta is lost it already. 0.076. Negative 0.923. So one answer is theta is equal to the arctan of 1.076. Or theta is equal to the arctan of negative 0.923. I assume the first one's gonna be somewhere around 53 degrees. What is it?
47.1 degrees.
And the other one? .71?
Yeah.
Degrees.
Yeah.
All right, so we have two answers. Which is correct?
The positive one?
The positive one is correct. What about the negative one?
The angle is you shot it the opposite direction.
Not the opposite direction, in this case.
Oh, is it that?
Pardon?
No, it's not, never mind.
What is a negative 42.71 degree angle? Which direction is it? Assuming that's zero, okay. Louise hand gesture. So this is being shot up at a 47.1 degree angle up like that, or it could be being shot down like that at a 42.71 degree angle. This one's going to hit like that, and this one's going to come up and then down. There are two answers here. Both of them are legitimate. Both of them are correct. Again, it's the hardest of the projectile motion problems. Judging from some of the blank looks, the deer in the headlight look. I have asked this on 151 tests, some questions like this, and then the answers make me sad, so I tend not to, but I at least want to expose you to it. this class is different. This is the one that can handle it, right?
Nope.
Oh, thanks.
Diane's the chief asked for everyone.
Does Robert speak for most of you? All right.
This is
okay.
fun.
Louise?
I would hate to have to do this again.
Maybe I can give Luis as a special test.
There you go.
Wow.
All right. On that note, I believe the clock says it's time to go.
Aww.
Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
You too.
Thank you.